Welcome back to Arry the Stag. This week's video is all about David Godwin, who actually sent us in some pictures and a couple of videos for us to enjoy this week on the channel. So stay on to the end and you'll actually see his car in action. Now, David is no stranger to the Triumph Stag mark. He bought one back in 1974 with a registration ERM669K, and he'd still like to know if it's around now. He actually sold it in 1977, but his wife Anne used to love driving it, but sadly she passed away a couple of years ago. So after that he thought he'd love another Stag, so managed to find one locally, which you'll see very shortly. Here it is. It's an April 1972 car. It's a manual with overdrive, of course, in Laurel Green, and has been lovingly looked after and indeed restored by David and his friends and family. Now, he's redone the front seats in black leather and put new foam fillings in. Also, it's had a new large bore exhaust, a new clutch, a new radiator expansion tank, and various other aspects as well, including illumination, electronic ignition, and thinks it's just a joy to drive, and I can see why. Apparently this weekend he'll be taking it to Eastnor Castle and Sunday, Monday, because it's bank holiday, and it's a vintage steam event. Now, David is into his steam engines and has decided it's much easier to take a Stag rather than a steam engine, which I think he also possesses too. But anyway, he's recently acquired another Stag. It's in a very poor state, and he's taking most of the items off of it, and he's in the process of redoing it. It does need renovation, as it's a bit of a state apparently, but if anybody's interested in any parts or the shell, there's no engine in it, he said. He may be interested in part exchanging it or even doing a deal, so you never know. Anyway, the latter job he's done recently is to be to replace the petrol tank from the traditional Triumph Stag version, which we know can rust horribly inside, for the brand spanky new aluminium replacement, which also holds more fuel as well, so he gets more smiles to his gallon. And he's a keen enthusiast and absolutely loves the Triumph Stags and all things classic, as well as one or two steam engines as well. He enjoys a day out, and don't we all, especially in this lovely summer weather that we're having. So David sent in a couple of videos, and we've overdubbed it with a V8 soundtrack just to give it a little bit more authenticity and a bit of backing music as well. So let's go over and enjoy a day out with David and his friends. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I feel on top of the world now, having heard that and seen that. Thanks, David. You're an absolute star. Now, if you want your car featured on the Arry the Stag channel, please do feel free to get in touch and we'll talk about how we can feature your car. Equally, if you'd like to see some more Triumph Stag driving around in the countryside, then click this video and watch this film.